Okay, everybody, and it's time for our Friday Mortgage Minute with Tatiana Ivleva-Lopez from Prosperity Home Mortgage.
Yep. And
hello, everyone.
welcome. You're joining in on after the chaos of a
Yeah, we had quite a market
Yes.
report talking about HOAs and condos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so just wanted to get right into it with you. The thing that's on everybody's mind is what are the interest rates and what are they doing? So what can you tell us about what's going on and what we maybe can expect? Just what do you know from the inside?
Yeah, so the interest rate, the average 30-year fixed rate climbed up a little bit from the last week. This week it's 7.18%, and last week it was 7.12%. So it
Okay.
goes up and down. I want to show you the chart they have. Let me share it with you.
Okay.
So it's right here, right? You can see
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last week it was 7.12, now it's 7.18, but get this. If you want to actually know the actual interest rates, what you can do is just to go online and Google mortgage rates today.
Okay.
Oops. Mortgage rates today. And you scroll down a little bit and you can see actually what the rates are doing.
Okay.
And we have 30-year fixed rate at 8%. Of course, here you can change the criteria. Remember that interest rates depend on the loan amount, the down payment amount, the credit score, and also now they depend on whether you're a first-time home buyer or not. And if you're a first-time home buyer, what your income is. So there's a lot of different things involved in interest rates. So when you shop for a rate, you don't just want to get rate from one lender to another without giving them that exact information, because it can vary drastically depending on those criteria.
Gotcha.
So in general, if your score between 700 and 719, the interest rate is 8%.
Okay, so I have a question for you. You had said that the interest rate went up to 7.18. I know Kelly and I understand why that's different than the 8.038, but can you explain how that difference translates into, like, why is it when the interest rate 7.18, why are you showing us 8.038?
Well, because 7.18%, that's average rate, right?
Okay.
So it's not an actual, it's average. It could be, in some cases, could be a little bit lower, some cases higher. This rate is includes 1 point, and 1 point, 1 discount point is the cost of getting that interest rate reduced, right? So 1 point equals 1% of the loan amount. So you might get 8% rate without paying points. If you pay point or two, you can get it down to whatever would be appropriate for your particular scenario. Okay. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because I want people to understand that if somebody's giving you 7.5 rate, but you know that average is 7.18, it doesn't mean that they giving you higher rate than you actually should get. It's just the rate that is for particular for your particular scenario.
That's it. That's where I was looking for. Is the general theme is you can use that 7.18 as a general idea of what direction is it going in, but for your individual case, you need to talk to the lender to make sure what the offer is going to be.
That's exactly right. You can't just trust the postcard. I got a postcard that came in the mail that said I get it at 7%. You can't take that. It's not like a coupon that you can take it to every lender and that's going to be your rate. So I'm really, really happy you showed people that site so they can toggle around and see where they fall with the rates right there. And you brought up discount points, which I think we need to have a whole other mortgage minute on maybe next week, where we can dive a little bit deeper into discount points and what those mean, because those can also be confusing for people.
Absolutely.
Definitely, I'll be happy to do that, and I can actually bring the actual numbers to show how it changes the rate for a scenario,
Yes.
how it changes the monthly payment, how we analyze, does it make sense to pay points or not?
Yep. Yep.
I love
Okay,
that.
awesome.
I love that. And before we sign off with you, can you tell us about Prosperity's lock and shop program, which I think is huge for buyers right now?
Yep.
It is. So just the background, the interest rate, they do change every day, right? To lock the rate, you need to be under contract, meaning that you found a property, you wrote an offer, seller agreed to it, so we're under contract. That's when most lenders can lock the rate in.
Right.
At that point. So lock shop and home program with Prosperity is unique because we can lock the rate while clients are looking for a property.
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't like to gamble, if you don't want that possibility of rate to go up while you're looking for property, potentially disqualifying you for
Right.
the price range that you were pre-approved before, right? So we can actually lock the rate while you are looking for a property. And how we do it, we send the file for a full approval to underwriting, free of charge, free of obligation, and we can lock the interest rate in.
I love that.
So what happens if you lock a rate today at 8.03 and then tomorrow it goes down to 6.2?
Oh yeah, can
Do
they
you get to
relock?
Yep.
Well, so that gets a little bit complicated, right? Because when you lock the rate, you lock it from any fluctuations, up or down.
Okay.
So we could look into possibility of lowering the lock, lowering the rate. We can't just unlock and relock.
Got it.
There could be a possibility of lowering it, but that's when you make that decision. Do you want to risk it, that rate is gonna go all the way to 8 and you're okay with 7, or you want to keep on floating and do that, which is also the option.
So kind of a risk mitigation type technique.
Again.
It's kind of a risk mitigation technique.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we can kind of protect yourself from the downside of the rates going up too high.
And wouldn't it vary based on different people's temperament and how they gauge risk? So I know, for example, I would be in this market, I would definitely want to lock and shop.
Yep.
What would you do?
Right now, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
No.
See?
No. Just because last week it was 7.12, this week 7.18. You know,
like if I can deal with it now, lock me in and let me go shop with that off my chest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And you'd probably be right because
Because I'm always right.
And that's another thing, as a mortgage consultant, I monitor the rates all the time, and I'm looking for, what might happen in a day or two, right? So, and I would give some suggestions, rates are doing pretty good right now, let's not lock, let's wait, or vice versa. And then you just make your educated decision,
And I think that's key, because you've been doing this over 20 years here in the same market, right? I mean, I would trust Tatiana. What should we do, Tatiana?
If it was you, what we do, that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much. Next week we'll go into discount points. I love that.
Sounds good. All right. Have a great week. Did you have anything else? Are you good?
I'm good. Have a nice weekend.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.